Well, hello, fuckers. Happy Monday, June 23rd, 2025. Welcome, fuckers. Um, I don't know. This is going to be a tough one for me tonight. Um, Zen Zendegi Azadi, Women Life Freedom. Let me take this out for a minute. Um, this isn't going to be like a regular live. This is going to be like what's happening Lil Live, giving some updates about what's happening with my life. And I decided to go live for another selfish reason because I need watch hours. I think I mentioned before that I'm like 50 subs away from unlocking memberships, and I have like 900 watch hours I need. So like I'm forcing myself to be a machine and just go live. So here you go. Random lives at like 2:45 in the morning. But I hope everyone is good out there. Um Reason why I'm going to say this is not going to be a regular live. Here I am. Is that we're going to talk about real life shit right now. And couple of things here. Thanks, Nightwolf. Nightwolf's not here right now, but shout out to Nightwolf. It was my birthday a few days ago. I am a summer solstice baby. I was born on a full moon, and I awoke to my 47th birthday the other day to find out that my birth city was being bombed. Um, and that's some really hard shit. So we're going to talk a little bit about politics. And that's why I'm glad I have my own platform and I could do whatever I want with it. Um, this may or may not be the last time I live stream, right? You never know what's going to happen. A couple of realities with that. So like I had mentioned the past few months, my life changed a little bit. After I got doxxed. And we're gonna catch up with that story too. Um, I thank you, Alan, my love. Thank you. Um, but like there's other real life things that, come with being doxxed, but that I've been having to deal with the past few weeks. Um, Saying that my birth city is being bombed is just like a really odd, strange thing to say. Most of you guys would never understand that, and luckily would never have to live through that. But knowing that the country that I currently live in, America, is bombing Iran, uh, is just a reality that I didn't think that, I would have to deal with in this lifetime, but here I am, right? Um, and it's so bittersweet that I'm able to have a voice and be alive. Um, my voice sounds like shit because I've just been crying a lot. Um, because there are some days I'm like, I'm so lucky to be alive. Um, there's this one asshole that, I'm going to talk a little bit about. Um, the name of this live is called Our Lips Are Sealed, kind of giving homage to Los Angeles, my hometown. It's where I grew up. Uh, Came to America, fled the Cultural Revolution. I've lived a revolution. Um, and I mentioned before the songs that I pick are like, they tell a story. So the story that I want to again share is girl band from LA. And a lot of the shit that's happening in Los Angeles too, my hometown. Um, it's the city of angels. I have a lot of love for that city and that state of California. Um, and what's been really hard is watching everything that's been transpiring in Los Angeles. Um, People who are using their First Amendment to stand up for things, especially when unconstitutional things are being done by the government. Um, and that building that you see, that iconic federal building in downtown Los Angeles, is where I became a American citizen. So that drives deeper in me, uh, that double-edged sword. Um, I see those Angelenos fighting for people, for strangers. And it makes me sad that I can't be there and be a part of that. But that's a hard part of a lot of choices I've had to make, because I cannot be frontline anymore right now. And I'm so lucky I have such a great support system here in Michigan. And I'm able, I still have to make light of the situation any way I can because it fucking sucks waking up every day and not knowing what's going to happen. So, yeah, I joke with my friends, make light of it, and just really say, well, you know what? I'm kind of lucky and glad I don't live in LA anymore. And all my friends look at me and say, because you would be arrested already. Yeah. Yeah. So again, that's the hard part for me is I can't do the activism I used to do right now. I am an activist. I've said this before. A lot of the activism I do, I don't talk about. I don't need to talk about, right? I don't need to come out here and say, look at this great thing I did, or look at this fucking, blah, blah, blah. I'm busy doing real life shit. I'm not doing fake YouTube drama. And just trying to ruin people's lives for no reason. And it's funny when people try to do that to you and you did nothing to them, right? So this is where I can't put all my cards on the table. People who know what I'm about know what I'm about. And that's why I'm just the wrong person to be fucked with, A. And B, if you fuck with me, I've said this before, and I'm not being alarmist or neurotic. The government probably has your card. That's what you get when you fuck with an Iranian. You guys don't just get what you got yourself into sometimes, which is great. I could laugh at it, right? I'd rather laugh at you while I could because of your dumb fuck shit and things that happen. Um, and I was going to talk about assholes too, because a really important aspect to the story and my activism, which is why I have to stay low, is um, there are veterans out there doing fucked up shit. Okay. Um, the name of this live is Our Lips Are Sealed because I am not a rat, but I do love the word rat because it's a anagram. Does everyone know what an anagram is? Like you could make different words with rat, right? Um, I'm not a rat. I don't do rat shit. I think anonymity is really important. Um, check out Utah and Ether, street artists. I think I posted it on my community post before. No comment, right? Once you pick your crew or your crew picks you, and this is what I'm saying, like, have you people pulling your bullshit on these fake drama YouTube streets, you would never survive on the real fucking streets. Right? You guys are so quick to throw each other under the bus and do this and do that. Go check out Utah and Ether. I'm pretty lucky that I have a crew, right? They're not going to rat me out. And that's where I know I have the right people, right? And when these crews, artists, street artists, know your real name, let you in, they give you their real names. That's also coming with the gravitas of you're never going to throw your mate under the bus, dude. Like, there are no rats in art. Do you get what I'm putting down? Like, I just don't understand why people are rats. Hmm. Anyways, so rat, anagram, art. I'm still working really hard on my art project. Um, and I did want to talk about that because a big component of the art project, I said, is that when I do get monetized, 50 subs away, 900 watch hours, I'm going to do it. I'm going to drop that special content on that art project I've been working on. So it's at least great that since I'm not going live, I am developing content. And a big component of that art project is, again, my activism and advocacy. Um, again, I don't talk a lot about the work I do, um, but I interface a lot with a lot of veterans. And ironically, a lot of veterans on this platform. And most of the veterans on this platform, one has history of domestic violence abuse and other things in the criminal history. This other veteran drives around with a military license plate to show their hot veteran shit on their truck, right? And as a veteran, it's weird, like on this platform, how veterans view or piss on the Constitution because this other veteran who is so full of himself won't even answer the door when they are being served. Yeah. So, yep, it's true, everybody, that this veteran um, has been avoiding service. They're not in retirement. The rumor is false. Um, I took their channel down. I'll own up to it right now. I'm not lying. I have nothing to lie about. Um, I'm not a rat. Art is a great platform for shit. I'm willing to talk about art, but you know what art doesn't have the courage to do sometimes? To show what they're really about, right? You have to figure out art. So, this portion of the project about this veteran who breaks laws, right? Who served in the military and drives the little truck around toot toot and live streams when, they used to drive a truck around, um, and has military, who, um, is hiding from laws they broke. Yeah, and also, they're not denying it. If you ask this veteran, "Has a process server come to your door?" People have seen this imaginary document that was potentially trying to be served to this veteran, right? This tough guy veteran who served the country, who can't even open the door because they don't want to be accountable for the laws they broke. Ooh, good veterans, right? So a lot of the project is, why aren't we helping our veterans more? Instead of spending money on war with Iran, why don't we spend it to help these fucked up veterans who are ruining other people's lives because they're so miserable and they have nothing else to do, you know? Um, I think two of these veterans that I talk about don't have jobs. Um, I believe that they might have medical problems. I don't know about that. I don't know if one of the veterans actually gets disability. Um, but again, in the lot of advocacy work I do for veterans, I've talked to veterans, um, and the important need for medical care in this country. And when I say medical care, that encompasses like mental health care. That to me is the mind, body, soul, like everything is the entire package. And in speaking to one veteran who was very open with me and to have the vulnerability to share what a current state is for a veteran is really difficult. So I have to appreciate like they were able to share with me how terrible veterans affairs are. So this veteran was in the army and served for a very long time, and was telling me about the work he was doing. And I was, what? You're doing this work in the army? And it came to a point where he had physically like beaten up his body so bad, and when I say beaten up, he served in Afghanistan. He's the same age as me, so, about 20 years ago, thought he was doing the right thing. I think most people who join the military think or hope they're doing the right thing, and it's not the converse of, they are just unfortunately given that opportunity because that's the only opportunity they'll ever have to get education, get out of the town they're in, get out of any legal criminal trouble. Um, Discussion for another day. Um, so he got to a point, realized his body is really, really messed up. And when you're in the service, getting medical care is one thing. Um, and he was very high ranking, and someone came into the office, and there was the next highest officer. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know the military fucking levels, whatever they're called. Like, I don't know, whatever. I'm sure, is it all different in the Army and the Navy and the fucking Marines, Air Force? Probably. Anyways, so someone who reported to him, right? He was their superior, and this guy I'm talking about, this veteran, we'll just call him. Um, let's just call. I don't know. Let's give him a name. Jose. Let's call him Jose, right? So, veteran Jose is with his superior. And so a lower ranking officer, whatever, whatnot, comes to him and says, okay, so I'm trying to understand what the purpose is here and what our strategy is. And he said in that moment, it just switched for him that he couldn't even have the need to articulate why. Like, he didn't wanna say anything. And that's when the higher ranking official looked at him and was like, "Oh, go ahead, Jose, step out. I'll have a talk with Billy Bob Joe," And at that moment, he realized he needed to get out. Um, and he said he's been out, I think, for about 12 years now. And, in this matter of time, seeing what he's seen, experienced what he's experienced, you could never unsee things, and not remember things. So he would go to the VA hospital a lot to get psychiatric help, a lot of PTSD, especially when you have like physical body injury, right? So not only do you need PT, physical therapy, but you also need to take care of your mind to help somehow work through things, right? And he said the biggest pain for him is that the medical facilities have a high turnover rate for clinicians. So the doctors at the VAs, the medical staff, um, are not there long enough, right? So he was like, the files would then transfer to a new psychiatrist. Oh, here's a new PA we got today. Here's someone else. So that continuity of care wasn't even there. And I just don't understand as an American why this is okay, right? Again, it's free will. In some cases, You go in your own volition to join the military, right? You have to take an oath. Uh, I had to take an oath to become an American citizen too. We'll talk about that in a few, but like, yeah, I had the perspective if you decide to choose that for your job, okay. But also like I don't think people realize what they're getting into, especially if and when it is wartime or a need for wartime. But when it's unnecessary wartime, and we're deploying people that we are permanently damaging, right? Our own citizens, aside from the deplorable things that these citizens have to do in other countries. Um, People are dying, and our military does that. Our military has to see that. We're spending money for that even though we don't need to, but we're not taking care of our military when they come back. And instead of spending money on war, take care of people that need to be taken care of here. Um, I stand in solidarity with the innocent Persian people who are being killed, because I'm lucky enough to be alive and share their story. Um, and as an American, I'm also able to have that voice and my constitutional freedom to do what I could, right? Um, and this is where I'm using my platform to give a voice to my fellow Persians and Iranians, because it is also a blackout in Iran right now. So I need to amplify um, unnecessary war, people dying, internet blackout. Um, it's a no fly zone. People cannot get out. Innocent people. This is humanitarian rights violations. The UN is condemning this. The world does not support what America has chosen to do with its military right now. It's not okay. It's not okay that our tax dollars are being used for this. And we have fucked up veterans that we should be taking care of. So happy birthday to me. My birth city is being bombed by America. Thank you very much. Um, Funny story is one of these fucked up veterans who did really shitty things to me just because, right? Um, would always like ask me, why do you sit outside all the time? Why are you outside? Why are you outside? Do you know how beautiful the smell of freedom is? And I appreciate that. To be able to sit in my backyard, to look at a freshwater lake, breathe fresh air, know that's an okay plane flying by. I don't have to worry about bombs. I don't have to worry about dust. I have clean water. Like these are realities that Americans don't have to worry about, right? I'm thankful for that every day. By the way, it is still About 3,100 days that Flint does not have clean fucking water, by the way. We can't even take care of people in America. 10 years since the Flint water crisis, right? And here I am. I appreciate the fact, right? It's a privilege to me because I would be dead right now in a fucking building being blown up somewhere, right? And I know some people probably are wishing that, which, like, you must be so privileged to wish death upon people. Uh, I appreciate my life and waking up every day and having my voice and being able to say this shit. Because I am granted that right as an American citizen, just like you fuckers. But the difference between me as a naturalized American citizen, okay, I'm going to educate Americans right now. And by the way, if anyone ever wants to talk about Iran, notice I don't call it the Islamic Republic of Iran because it's not. Um, if anyone ever wants to talk about Iran, I will fucking school you. All you fake, uh, whatever bullshitters trying to use certain keywords just as content, thinking you know everything. You do not know shit about Iran. You do not know shit about politics. You do not know shit about America. I will school you in the Constitution. I go to Philadelphia because I like to brag that I went to Constitution Hall. I saw where America was founded. Most of you fuckers don't even know anything about that shit. You don't know what the first capital of America was or the second capital, right? Speaking of capitals, go to your local capital if you can. That's a privilege. I went to my state capital 2 weeks ago. I walked by my governor's office. I walked by Supreme Court. I walked like, it's insane. You could just walk in. If you've never been to your state capital, go. As long as I lived in California, never went because who the fuck is going to schlep 8 hours to go to Sacramento? Sorry, never. The first state capital I did go to, sorry, I'm plugging. You gotta plug your local Congress and government. You have to do it. The first state capital I ever went to was the capital of Texas. Does anyone know the capital of Texas? Austin, Texas, ladies and gentlemen. I went there with with one reason only, was to see the portrait of one of their greatest governors they've ever had. This is when I love talking about politics and government to see who knows shit about what in the state they live in. So I went to the capital of Texas because I want to see the portrait of the great Ann Richards, woman governor of Texas. If you don't know about her, go read about her, especially if you live in Texas or you're from there. She birthed the most awesome Cecile Richards. Go check it out. Texas. Texas did this, ladies and gentlemen. Gave you those two beautiful women. That's the only reason I went to the state capitol in Austin, was to see Ann Richards' portrait. And, like, it's not impressive to see, like, bush shit or, like, I don't know what else is impressive about Texas. But anyway, I went on a tangent. So, yes, go to your state capital if you can. Um, Exercise your First Amendment, your right to peaceably assemble, redress your government. There's appropriate ways to do it. Um, so, yeah, I don't even know what I was saying. Um, but if we want to talk about America and Iran, we can do that. I want to give a shout out to, I'm going to do it, the immigrants out there making America great, like myself, by the way. As I was mentioning, most of the Americans here, I'm not sure how much you know about things, especially like immigration or immigration law or any other kind of law, like constitutional law. Case law is not my thing. I like more like language law, corpus linguistics. I do like forensic linguistics, like that kind of stuff. But um, most of meh. I'm like meh. I shouldn't say it. I'm gonna do it. Most Americans who are born have a birthright, right? I don't. I wasn't born here. been been here for I don't know 45 years. I was naturalized under my mother as a minor. That was one of the big reasons, pushes I think she was trying to really, one of the reasons why she was trying to get it done before her children turned into adults, because it was not easy getting our paperwork and stuff, and the paperwork was then converted into Islamic paperwork. And so it was like a real difficult, I don't know even how to say this, situation to even get any papers. Um, so my mom really chose to get the naturalization. I think like my brother was 17, he was about to turn 18. And my brother is 5 years older than me, so I was 12. And the reason why I want to share this story, right? Everyone's seen the federal building in downtown Los Angeles. This is the building that the Angelinos are trying to protect, because this is where ICE, immigration, whatever you want to call it, goes in and out, right? And using your First Amendment, you're allowed to do things. And really, it's protesting ICE moving in and out of that building, right? And this is why I'm saying a lot of people do not understand what's happening. So in that federal building, part of your naturalization thing is you take an oath. The reason why I want to share this is, as a birthright American citizen, you don't do shit. You're just born here, like, great. You don't have to worry about shit, right? Go look up the oath that you have to take. Um, there are only other, what, 2, 3, 4. There are only like about, I don't know, 4 or 5 other entities that have to take oaths. And those entities are typically like uh, government officials, right? Politicians, LEO law enforcement officers, judges, presidents, and people who chose or choose to serve in the military, which is why this art project really ties into veterans and the advocacy and the work I'm doing. Um, because in order to become an American citizen, you renounce your uh, affiliation, whatever, with your birth country, wherever you came from, XYZ. Please go look it up. I will put a link to the qualifications in order to become an American citizen. Part of the oath is I will defend the United States Constitution, right? Presidents have to say that. Mayors have to say that. Judges, right? And other practices such as, medicine, they have more of the moral and ethical codes. That is also, part of the other professions too. But yes, you take the Hippocratic oath as a doctor, right? Is it the Hippocratic? I'm sorry, whatever it's called. Anyway, so yeah, I swore oath to defend the Constitution of the United States of America. And that's why I say, like, I take being an American very, very seriously. I wake up every day so lucky to be alive and have a voice and be able to use my shitty YouTube TV Land platform however I want and do whatever I want, right? Especially as a woman, and show my crazy hair and say like whatever I want because the Constitution supports me, right? And I support it. I took an oath to support it, to defend it. Also, part of the oath is like I have to bear arms, but they changed that because they didn't want to force people to hold guns, right? And then they had to update the qualifications and oath because they did the draft. It's like optional, but I also would have to, if there were matters of foreign national affairs, I took the oath that I would subject myself to that. I would have to help. What other American has to do that? What other American has taken an oath to defend the United States Constitution? I challenge you, Americans. Open panel. Take on a naturalized American citizen. I'm up for it. Let's see how much you guys know about Iran. Let's see how much you guys know about Britain, UK, America. How much money are our veterans getting? Do you know the statistics and the research on crimes committed by veterans and the type of crimes veterans commit as opposed to crimes immigrants commit and the type of crimes immigrants commit, right? And the quantity. There are more violent veterans in America. But you guys don't want to hear that. No one wants to hear that. And the reason why I say that is because We need to take care of our veterans, but we're busy bombing other countries with our tax money and, like, deporting people who shouldn't even be deported because they're fucking American citizens, right? And the government is doing unconstitutional shit right now. And that's why I'm here to use my platform to inform everyone because I can. So again, happy birthday to me. Um, I need my watch hours. Let's be selfish. Let's lift immigrant voices, right? I am that American dream, everybody. No criminal background history record. I know that, when people try to dox me, they went and tried to look up whatever shit they could. Clean record. Put myself through college. Well, that's the only time in life I actually got help from the government. I'll be honest, I'll say that. And that also means as an immigrant refugee family, we never got any aid or assistance from the government at all, period. Period. And if you guys want to know how much it costs to become an American citizen and or what you have to do to become an American citizen, I'm more than happy to give you an interview because you guys think you know, especially the Americans. And if you don't know how immigration works, let me tell you, right? Let me inform you firsthand fact experience. It's not a lie. It's not my opinion. It's not my agenda. Like it's the truth. I don't lie. But that's why I can use my platform. If you have questions, seek truth. It's not that hard to find it. You guys are just so obsessed with making people look terrible and lying about them. And by the way, being racist haters is not a good look either, you know. Um, Imagine that. And that's why people hide behind anonymity. But this is a problem. When you do shitty things that are like real shitty, not like, oh, people tried to dox me because why? Like, right? So they can't even keep their stories straight, all the lies. Um, right? They weren't taking down some big criminal, some like, oh my gosh, ooh, there was nothing on me. They just people don't like the truth, right? But those people also like really revere their anonymity, right? They're the ones that talk the most shit about people. They clutched it. And that's why they think they could get away with doing shitty things and being shitty to people, right? There's a rat, they're gonna squash you, right? They're gonna make pancakes out of you. And most of you guys are too like, like I'm gonna say the cat and mouse game, right? The rats, right? The mice, whatever you want to call them. But they won't play with the pussy, right? And those rats are like knocking at the pussy's door, and the pussy is too afraid to open the door. And that's where you get a nice art project. There is a lot coming. Um, I'm trying to get all my business shit taken care of. That's part of what I'm doing too. Sorry, I'm really thirsty. That's what happens when you cry all day. You get really dry throat and thirsty. Yeah, so I'm getting my business stuff and my LLC issues, I guess you can say, situated, right? What else am I doing for that art project? Mentioned I got a co-creator, which is great. And again, please, 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 we can do it. 50 more subs, 900 more work hours for our terrible veterans out there who have hearing problems or just don't listen because they're not smart. Oh, by the way, I don't want to give away too much of this story. I'm trying to save it for members only. But again, you guys are just giving me more time to create and record content to release as part of the story. Oh my god, this is gonna be so good. Oh my god, it's gonna be so good. You guys. Oh, I can't even. Okay, so um story about the art project. Um it's come along, come on, come on. Oh, did I? Oh, sorry, I muted myself. I'm just trying not to laugh because, again, the name of this title is Our Lips Are Sealed and People Are Rats. And, rat is a good anagram for other things. But apparently, someone is getting their identity leaked out there, too. I mean, it sucks. I have some great DMs. Right? When shit was going down with me, people were like, "Show your DM, show proof, show your DM, show proof." Well, I don't have to do that, and I also wouldn't be as dumb of an idiot like you guys to do that because, like, proof is evidence, and why would I want to give anyone evidence? Wink, wink. And, I have so many great DMs, but one particularly of whoever's identity was leaked tonight because they were sending me DMs before I was doxxed, right? And they were telling me what they thought about doxing and not to worry. And no, they're just Allah Akbaring fucking around with you. And you don't have to worry. There's no reason why. And this person's identity came out apparently. Right? It's alleged that it's them, but, I'm not it's none of my business, I don't care, but I do have DMs from this said person, talking about how bad, this is and that is, and when all along, like, they were just props for other people doing it, right? Um Yeah, so I can't wait to release that DM and that statement as part of my art project of what they think about doxing. And that's what I'm saying. I have such great content, and I'm just not dumb like you stupid idiots to give it away. So, with that, 50 more subs, 900 more watch hours. I don't give a shit what you guys think of my platform. It's mine. I pay for it. It's my money. I do what I want. Um, if anyone is willing or brave enough to come on panel with me to discuss things like why they might be a shitty veteran and make terrible mistakes that they do, especially having, taken an oath to defend the Constitution and then decide to break laws and do shit that's unconstitutional and hide from it and then lie and say you're not hiding. What else? I don't know. Oh, and I have seats. For women only, though. Sorry. Two seats. Two seats for women only. Robots do not count. Robots do not have a gender. Okay. Hobots. Whether you agree with what I'm saying or not and like me or not, I don't care. You heard my fucking message and you listened to it. So, 1 point for me. Yay. Stay tuned. With that, no war with Iran. If you want to talk about war with Iran, hit me up. If you know how to find me, you know how to find me. It's not like a surprise where I am or, how to get a hold of me. By the way, this is brought to you by Thoughts with Lil B. That's me. That's with me. Thank you for everyone that elevates voices and shares stories with truth and hope. I'm an immigrant, paid my own way through college. That was the only time I got government money. Worked for everything I have in my life. Nothing was handed to me. Did not have rich parents. On the contrary, grew up very poor. And I'm so lucky to have the life that I have and I work so hard for. And I appreciate that. I appreciate waking up with my freedom every fucking morning, not like half the other buttholes around here that just make fake drama and try to make YouTube land like real life and make people's lives miserable because they have no lives and just can't stay in their own lane. Like, yeah. Especially if you're a veteran doing that shitty stuff. Don't think people aren't going to hear this story, especially with my cute Valley Girl accent, because it sells. It'll sell more than your bullshit lies. So, yeah. Our veteran story is going to be there. If you know, you know. And I'm not a rat. I'm not ratting anyone out. My art project is a real project. It's real. When reality knocks, you know what I do? I answer. And this is how I answer. So, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You're cool. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. I'm out of here. Freedom for Iran. No war with Iran. Zan Zendegi Azadi. women, life, freedom. If you don't know what Iran's about, if you don't know what's been happening, bombing Iran isn't going to help anything. Till next time, fuckers.